So, this video has been a long time coming, but I reassure you that it is now finally here and that we are officially talking about Pac-Man World 2 Re-Pac and how it changes compared to the original game. Compared to the original game, this one features fully remade graphics and altered level design, including additional new features not present in the original game, such as moves from Pac-Man World Repac, an easy difficulty mode, two-player assist mode in the main game, unlockable claws for Pac-Man, full English voice acting, collectible figures, missions, and a brand new post-game campaign with new levels among general alterations to the game's presentation. The plot of Pac-Man World 2 Repac is practically identical to the original Pac-Man World 2 with some altered aspects to the story. While most of the game's story remains unchanged, several aspects of the story have been altered to fit the new content. The game starts off the same way as the original when the ghosts sneak into Pac Village and steal the golden fruit from the tree and Spooky is liberated from the tree. Pac-Man starts off at Pac Village where he is informed by the professor that the golden fruit has been stolen and has to retrieve it. Pac Village has a lot of modifications to it and the world is split off as different paths around the village. Let's start off by talking about the first world and the first level in the game. After loading into the bare basics, which is the first level in the game, you can see a lot of changes to the level itself and the world feels more alive. You can see that the level has retained its original layout and it feels more spacious. The same goes for Canyon Chaos. The changes on this level are that the pits are no longer endless and that collectibles have been removed to the bottom of the pits. Bear traps have also been placed everywhere, but the enemies that are placed around the map are mostly kept the same. It will also mention that Pac-Dot collection is no longer needed for 100% completion, which I think is neat because it was very tedious in the original. The one change that I really want to mention are the boss fights and how they have changed. After you have completed the 3 main levels for the first world, you will encounter Clyde's Frog. And yes, they have corrected the name for the ghost in the remake. The machine itself is the exact same as the original, but however this time around it has 2 different attacks and 2 waves. The tongue will swing side to side and you'll have to avoid an attack at the correct time. The next world that we have is the forest world. We start off with Bedewing Woods. The layout of the level starts off the exact same as the original, with Bedewings being placed at the beginning of the level and Pac-Man having to bounce in between them to reach further. I absolutely love the background and that there is an absolutely gorgeous sunset happening in the background. The stumps, I guess, that Pac-Man jumps across have been redecorated, and the end of the level is different as you have to jump across more Bedewings to reach a cabin at the end. Next we have Treewood Forest, which introduces saws that Pac-Man has to avoid. I can't confirm if this is true or not, but to me the saws feel like they are fewer and that they are slower. I'm not sure if this has to do with the developers making the game easier. The level has also been redesigned, but the changes to it remain minimal. The ending to this level has also been changed around and will also end at a cabin. Next we have Butane Pain, and I like how the level has been remodeled so that you can jump through the various gaps and not get burnt, unlike the original, where you are forced to be Metal Pac-Man or you can't proceed. After this has been completed, you will encounter Inky and his giant robotic owl. The attacks have been completely changed, making this a different and very enjoyable boss fight. World 3 is the Ice World, and we start off with the first level, which is Ice River Run. One huge difference that I have noticed while playing this level is that the ice is not as slippery and various different enemies have been scattered across the map. I feel though that the ice not being as slippery kind of ruined the difficulty, making it easier for Pac-Man to traverse. I generally feel that this world's difficulty has been minimized a significant amount. Next up we have Avalanche Alley, but it is not the same as we remembered it. A small cutscene at the beginning of the level shows Pinky clicking on the detonator and exploding the side of the mountain, causing the avalanches, which is really neat. New obstacles have also been added around the area to enhance the experience. Next we have Blade Mountain. Honestly, I don't really know how to feel about this level. The ice skating speed has been reduced significantly, which is another example of where the difficulty of the game has been reduced. The level also seems to have reduced in size, and the way that the icicles fall is caused by dynamite that is strapped to the side of the caves. I love how smooth and epic the jumps feel this time around and the random ghosts that appear and try to attack you. Pinky is the boss fight for this specific level, and I have to praise this boss fight. It starts with Pac-Man on ice skates avoiding missiles that Pinky and her mechanical bear throw, and then parrying and sending back the attacks to cause some real damage. World 5 is the Volcano World, and this is where the game's difficulty very rapidly changed and became more difficult in the original. The first level in this world is into the volcano, and already I can see some vast differences. The first one being that the pukas and the puka plants are placed a lot more around the map as opposed to the original, where they were only made one appearance in this level. The overall layout of the map has been kept the same, but of course has been enhanced. Next up we have Volcanic Panic, which features a different cutscene where the lava is drained out. There have been some changes and some areas of the map has been expanded, which is awesome. I have quite a bit I would like to mention regarding the next level, which is Magma Opus. There were some very tedious and annoying parts of this level, such as the platforms that you have to jump in between to reach the next area, and near the end of the level where you had to roll down the steep slopes, and the camera not making it any easier. I can gratefully say that these have been removed from the game, and some parts were replaced with a log that Pac-Man would have to carefully ride down on without touching the lava. I think that this Magma Opus is so much better than the original, and I have to give it props where they are due. The boss fight for this is none other than Blinky himself. To my surprise, the boss fight is music themed, where Blinky is giving a concert on a giant spider, and you have to avoid the musical notes, push all the buttons to unlock the platforms, and give the spider a big whack. World 6 is the ocean world, and oh boy have things been changed around for the better. For more added context regarding this, the original levels were automatic side-scrollers where Pac-Man would swim around and you'd have to avoid various enemies and obstacles around the map. This has been completely changed, and now you can swim freely around the map collecting the collectibles that you need to collect and avoid the enemies. This is the case for the first level, Scuba Duba, which I found really interesting the first time I played through this. The same goes for the second level in this world called Shark Attack, where sharks have now been added to the level and Pac-Man has to avoid them, as if they catch him, it is instant death. I'm also very proud to present Yellow Pac-Marine as a much shorter and event-filled level compared to the original game where it was, and I kid you not, an 8-minute side-scroller mission. Best of luck if you had lost all your lives back then and had to restart the entire 8-minute hell. Different weapons have also been added to the level, including a laser, an auto-lock missile system, and a turret. The boss fight for this world is Mega Whale, which is a robotic whale that the ghosts will stay all together to take Pac-Man down. In the original, Pac-Man had to destroy the 4 propellers on the back of the whale to take it down. In the remake, the whale has various phases where Pac-Man will have to do damage to the individual turrets to take down the boss. Last but not least, we have the final world, which is Ghost Island. The hardest levels in the game are from this world, with the first one being Haunted Broadwalk. This level was an absolute nightmare back in the day, as the platforms falling under your feet were so unpredictable, especially for someone back then. This time around, I feel that the atmosphere isn't as terrifying, and there are new jumps that Pac-Man can make. It has been made easier, which I feel is acceptable in this case, as before it was way too difficult. Next up, we have Night Crawling, which is a level that used to depend on Pac-Man breaking the boxes with the specific fruits on it to proceed. This time around on the remake, there are several mazes that have to be solved by moving platforms around and Pac-Man moving around them. Next up we have Ghost Bayou, and this level is a huge maze that Pac-Man will have to navigate through in order to stop Wormwood, the protector of the Ghost Island. The maze is designed to slow down Pac-Man while Spooky is terrorizing Pac Village. The maze has been changed, and the haunted tree will actually attack you during the level and is a mini-boss at the end of the level, which I found really neat. Finally, Pac-Man meets up with Spooky at Pac Village, who is ready to destroy the village completely. Like the other bosses in this remake, Spooky has been completely changed and multiple phases are applied to this boss. The first phase is easy with his basic magic attacks. The second phase is the same, but Spooky has clones and you have to beat the real one. In the last phase, Spooky is huge and you have to take him out by climbing the platforms and reaching his head when they are available. After beating the boss, Pac-Man can now see a destroyed Pac Village, and the villagers leave their homes to congratulate Pac-Man. Just before I end this video, I would like to mention some bonus changes to the game that I have not mentioned yet in this video. The arcade in Pac Village remains the same, but to unlock the arcade machines, you have to unlock them by completing the various missions. Galaxians will also no longer force you to play the maze in the level. Instead, this will unlock the maze on the arcade machine that can be played at any time in the same save file.